Georgie and Mandy First Marriage's breakout character keeps a Big Bang Theory franchise tradition alive. The Big Bang Theory franchise has always thrived on the unexpected. From Sheldon Cooper becoming television's unlikeliest cultural icon to young Sheldon transforming a punchline into a heartfelt family epic, the universe that began with four socially awkward scientists has expanded into a sprawling, multi-generational comedy legacy. Now Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage, the newest branch of the sitcom family tree, is continuing that tradition, not by relying on nostalgia, but by elevating a breakout character who embodies one of the franchise's oldest storytelling patterns. That character is Cease M.C. Allister, the sharp-eyed, chaos magnet daughter of Georgie Cooper and Mandy M.C. Allister, whose presence electrifies nearly every scene she's in. She is not only the emotional anchor for the show's most heartfelt moments, but also a comedic powerhouse, carrying on the Big Bang Theory's long-running practice of letting oddball, unpredictable personalities steal the spotlight. Just like Sheldon once dominated the ensemble and Missy subtly reshaped young Sheldon's tone, Cease is becoming the breakout figure that defines her spin-off's identity. And like every great Big Bang character before her, she does so in the most delightfully offbeat ways possible. A new generation, a familiar formula. Sitcom franchises rarely reinvent themselves successfully, but the Big Bang Theory universe has always had a knack for growing through character evolution. Cease fits perfectly into that lineage. Much like her great uncle Sheldon, whose quirks became the gravitational center of both the original series and young Sheldon, Cease possesses an eccentricity that feels familiar yet refreshing. She is precocious without being precocious in the irritating sitcom kid way. She has an unapologetically blunt worldview that mirrors Sheldon's brutal honesty, but she also carries Mandy's comedic timing and Georgie's impulsive charm. That combination gives her a unique comedic rhythm that neither of her parents fully controls. This is a classic Big Bang tradition, the breakout character who rises organically from the chaos. Howard's mother was never meant to become one of the show's most hilarious running gags. Beverly Hofstadter wasn't supposed to steal scenes with her icy psychological takedowns. Even Amy Farrah Fowler wasn't initially introduced as a future fan favorite. The franchise excels at letting supporting characters evolve into essentials, and Cease continues that legacy flawlessly. With every episode of First Marriage, her role grows, not because she dominates the plot, but because she fundamentally shapes the family dynamics the show explores. Cease as the emotional heart of the spin-off, while she brings endless comedic firepower. Cease's emotional role in the series is what truly cements her place in the franchise's tradition. Big Bang-style comedy has always walked the line between silliness and sincerity. Even in its most chaotic moments, the franchise makes room for vulnerability, Leonard's longing for acceptance, Amy's slow emotional awakening, Sheldon's unexpected growth through love and friendship. First Marriage uses Cease to tap directly into this emotional core. Because Georgie and Mandy are still figuring out their marriage, careers, and identities, Cease becomes an anchor point for conflict and growth. She is often the catalyst for her parents' biggest realizations. A stray comment from Cease about mommy sounding sad or daddy forgetting things again can become the thread that unravels an entire episode's emotional arc. She provides clarity without meaning to, an ability reminiscent of early season Missy Cooper, who frequently understood the Cooper family better than the adults did. Cease sees through the performative parts of adulthood, and that innocent honesty forces the grown-ups to confront truths they'd rather avoid. Her character keeps the show grounded. Much like Sheldon's moments of vulnerability rebalanced the Big Bang Theory when his antics became too wild. This balance is essential to the franchise, and Cease maintains it beautifully. A comedy engine the other characters can orbit, just like Sheldon's quirks created endless comedic setups. Cease's personality forms the backbone of many First Marriage episodes. Her deadpan observations, unpredictable questions, and unfiltered reactions give writers an effortless way to explore the messy realities of new parenthood and early adulthood. Some examples of this comedy engine in action include her tendency to misinterpret adult conversations, leading to hilariously awkward public moments for Mandy or Georgie, her intense curiosity, which forces characters to explain complex issues in the simplest and often most embarrassing terms, Her fascination with things she shouldn't be fascinated by, a trait that echoes Sheldon's childhood obsessions in young Sheldon. Her blunt critiques of adults, which often mirror what the audience is already thinking. This comedic construction follows a well-established Big Bang template. The character who, without trying, makes everyone around them funnier. Raj became more entertaining when embarrassed. Howard's neuroses blossomed when pushed into absurd situations. Amy shined brightest when reacting to Sheldon's unpredictable whims. Cease thrives by simply existing in the room. She elevates Georgie by exposing his endearingly awkward attempts to be a cool dad. She enhances Mandy's humor by triggering her sarcastic, self-aware reactions. Even extended family members, including Mima and Mary Cooper, benefit from Cease's presence as she highlights their personalities in new and surprising ways. She is a comedic amplifier just like the franchise's best breakout characters, carrying the franchise's legacy of unlikely wisdom. One of the Big Bang Theory's most enduring traditions is the wise fool trope, the character who appears quirky or odd but ultimately reveals unexpected clarity about relationships, family, or humanity. Sheldon's emotional simplicity often cut through Leonard and Penny's more complicated problems. Missy's grounded perspective frequently humbled her genius brother. Even Georgie and young Sheldon showed surprising maturity despite being underestimated. Cease now continues that lineage. She may be a child, but she often sees the world with a purity that makes adult behavior seem unnecessarily convoluted. Her questions, "Why do you and Daddy fight if you love each other?" or "Why do grown-ups pretend they're fine when they're not?" bring the show unexpectedly profound moments. This echoes some of the Big Bang Theory's most iconic emotional beats, where a seemingly comic character delivers a line that reframes everything. Cease doesn't know she is doing this, but that's exactly why it works. Her innocence becomes the franchise's newest form of wisdom. A character who defines the spin-off without overshadowing it. A breakout character runs the risk of overwhelming a show, but First Marriage uses Cease with strategic precision. She is ever-present, but not dominating. She influences plots without becoming the sole focus. She is the spark, not the fire. This approach mirrors the way young Sheldon handled Missy, gradually expanding her role while still letting the ensemble shine. It also avoids the mistakes later Big Bang seasons made by occasionally relying too heavily on Sheldon's quirks. Cease is central but not overwhelming, beloved but not overused. This balance is what makes her feel so fresh and essential. The franchise's future might depend on her. With young Sheldon concluded and the Big Bang Theory long over, the franchise is in a transitional period. Georgie and Mandy's first marriage is carrying the torch, and Cease's breakout status may be the factor that defines the franchise's next decade. Her character offers youth appeal, anchoring the next generation of Cooper family stories. Comedic longevity, ensuring